Hi everyone, this is a little race report from me. As you all know, I did challenge Roth. Okay, so this is race morning. Everyone is here, just checking the bikes, pumping the tires, putting nutrition on the bike. Because of Corona restrictions, my nutrition strategy changed a bit, so my family can really help me on course. So then I'm gonna just fill up with a concentrated malting on my front hydration. So I'm gonna put two malting bottles here and just measure up how much I drink, and then I still have the frame and the back, and halfway through I'm gonna have a small pouch on my pocket, and I'm gonna stop in a aid station and fill up two malting in one bottle and just complete with water. So I hope that will work, and that is it. So it's a nice morning. We are getting on in the spirit now, and this is the hat my family made for me with the challenge family symbol to keep me warm. It's really warm during the day. It's 10 degrees now, and it's gonna be 25, 26, so it's gonna be a lovely day. And see you later. So let's start on the swimming. My swimming wasn't anything amazing, but I was expecting this since I just had 3 months of swim training prior to the race, because I was shooting at the beginning of the pandemic, and then I wait until 2 weeks after my second dose of the vaccine to restart my swimming training. So there wasn't any surprise from my side. I was actually expecting to swim the distance 3.8k in around 1 hour 20, 1 hour 30, and I did 1 hour 26 if I'm not wrong. So that was expected, nothing, no surprise for me. Then I start the bike. So the bike, as I reported on my nutrition video before, I used to take mulching all the way. So my bike has place for 3 bottles, and I was expecting to the full course do something between 5 and 6 hours bike. So I would need 6 bottles of mulching. Then, when I mentioned before, I used to get halfway of the bike refuel from my family here. They just gave me the other half of the bike, so I replaced the bottles. But because the local authorities this year, they asked people to don't gather on course, they couldn't help me. So I kind of changed it very quick, my plan. Instead of having then replacing my nutrition on course, I just packed a small pouch of malting the powder on my race suit, but I did quite a concentrated amount on the front bottle of my bike, and I should top up with water on course. So the multi-nutrition I have is liquid, but it's not enough to keep hydrated, so I had to take isotonic or water on course. Because of corona restrictions as well and some road work here, the bike course has changed a bit, so we had less aid stations on course, and there was a warm day, as I mentioned, so I quite dehydrated a lot on the bike, so I wasn't feeling well. I also had a small mechanic issue on my disc brake, so the rotor wasn't working properly. It was a bit wobbly, so my bike wasn't the best. When I realized I was getting dehydrated, that was too late. So when you run a long distance course, you need to keep your nutrition on point. Any mistake just can ruin your day completely, and you can go back. If you dehydrate, if you don't eat enough as you are spending on calories, it can just end your race there. So I made a big mistake on my nutrition strategy, and you can go back on that. So I was very dehydrated on the bike, and just long story short, I arrived at the transition when I finished the bike. Very pale, I was dehydrated, and 5K in the run, I kind of switched off. I think I kind of passed out and I fell on the canal we run here. So it's full of it's a path, a tall path with sand and small stones. And I had a bad injury, so I sprained my ankle very badly, and I had some bad injuries on my knees, my elbow, and something else. So there was a very painful marathon. I got the paramedics assistance on course, and I had to make a decision to just stop the race there or carry on. But because I really love this race, is my favorite ever on triathlon, and there was a long 2 years waiting for me. And even though I wasn't feeling great, I knew I could finish the distance, and I just took very slow. So my last minute plan was to run the next 5K and then the next 5K and see how it goes. And then it was quite late on the race already to just give up on that. So that was my decision. Maybe there would be more smart if I just DNF and didn't carry on, because I kind of make the ankle injury quite bad, because well, at the time I didn't know I sprained my ankle because I had the socks on and with the adrenaline, and I mean everything was aching anyway, so I couldn't really notice my ankle sprains. And the other injuries, the paramedics just disinfected and put some plaster on it, so that was fine. That was very painful, but I wanted to carry on because in my head I waited too long to be here, and I just wanted to finish what I came here for. Maybe it would be smarter if I would stop the race, but I think I would feel even more sad if I didn't finish. But yeah, so it wasn't the day I planned, but I am very happy I'm here. This is absolutely my favorite triathlon race in the entire planet. So I'm happy and I feel blessed to be here. Next year I have another 2 full distance races, and hopefully that will be fine. And to be very honest, looking back, even though I wouldn't have these small issues, last year was a bit different for me as well. So I haven't put the enough amount of training I should for this distance race. As some of you might know, I work on the pandemic response for UK government. Working hours are extended. I work weekends as well. So my training this year was basically the base maintenance training that is very far away from the amount of ideal training I need to put in for a race like this. Maybe I underestimated, but I knew that I won't have any PB this year. That was just for my own satisfaction and be here, be happy and complete the race. So that is it from me. I hope you enjoy some pictures of my race. Next year I will take Ironman South Africa, and I will be here again. So maybe things will be different, maybe it will be better, maybe it will be a PB. But yeah, I'm really happy to be back on triathlon, and I think that is enough. And that is it. Thank you very much, and see you soon.